The world's birds gathered for their conference and said, "Our arrangement makes no sense. All groups of creatures in the world have someone to rely on. How is it we alone have no such thing? We need a king, a bird king. We must inquire for one." They argued how to set about their quest. The hoopoe fluttered forward. On his breast, there shone the symbol of the spirit's way. Discerning, righteous, and intelligent, he spoke. "My purposes are heaven sent. I know our king, but how can I alone endure the journey to this distant throne? Join me, and when at last we end our quest, our king will greet you as his honored guest. Before we reach our destination," the hoopoe said, "the journey's 7 valleys lie ahead. How far this is, the world has never learned, for no one who has gone there has returned." The birds set out.
Moths gathered in a fluttering throng one night to learn the truth about the candle's light, and they decided one of them should go to gather news of the elusive glow. One flew till in the distance he discerned a palace window where a candle burned, and went no nearer, back again he flew to tell the others what he thought he knew. The mentor of the moths dismissed his claim, remarking he knows nothing of the flame. A moth more eager than the one before set out and passed beyond the palace door. He hovered in the aura of the fire, a trembling blur of timorous desire, then headed back to say how far he'd been and how much he'd undergone and seen. The mentor said, "You do not bear the signs of one who's fathomed how the candle shines." Another moth flew out, his dizzy flight turned to an ardent wooing of the light. He dipped and soared, and in his frenzied trance, both self and fire were mingled by his dance. The flame engulfed his wingtips, body, head. His being glowed a fierce, translucent red. And when the mentor saw that sudden blaze, the moth's form lost within the glowing rays, he said, he knows the truth we seek, that hidden truth of which we cannot speak. To go beyond all knowledge is to find that comprehension which eludes the mind. And you can never gain the longed-for goal until you first outsoar both flesh and soul. But should one part remain, a single hair would drag you back and plunge you in despair. No creature's self can be admitted here, where all identity must disappear.
All that their souls had ever been are done. Their souls rose free of all they'd been before. The past and all its actions were no more. Their life came from that close, insistent sun, and in its vivid rays, they shone as one. Silently their shining lord replies, "I am a mirror set before your eyes. And all who come before your eyes, and all who come before my splendor see, yourselves, your own unique reality. You came as 30 birds, and therefore saw these selfsame 30 birds, not less nor more. If you had come as 40-50 here, an answering 40-50 would appear. How much you thought you knew and saw. But you now know that all you trusted was untrue. With all the dangers that the journey brought, the journey was in me.